Hey everybody, John here from the esports department, and we're here to break down tonight's two-game LCS slate. Um, I really, it really is not one of the better slates. I really like this first matchup that we're going to be dealing with, but we end up getting another two-game LCS slate that has Cloud9 on it, and those are just never really some of my favorite slates to play. The problem is we know where people are going to be now. I mean, Cloud9 is going to be 60% owned, 50% owned, higher than that maybe. Two games, 70% owned. They're going to be insanely highly owned. And you can't even really get the leverage on CLG that you would want because it's two-game slate. So if you're playing a four-game or a five-game slate with that matchup on it, you're going to get CLG at 2%. You can put them in a big GPP. Excellent. You know, now you've got leverage automatically on the field, which is going to be 2%, and you've got 20%, and you're way over owned for the 10% of the time that they win. You can take down some GPPs. On a slate like this, because people are kind of don't have any other option, they're probably going to be 10, 15% owned, just because people don't have anywhere else to go, and so some people are going to play CLG lineups. More people are going to be willing to take that risk on a slate where there's really not that many other risks to take. So it just kind of sucks. It doesn't give you a good way to leverage CLG. It doesn't give you a good way to leverage Cloud9 because everyone is going to be on them. It's just not a good spot for trying to take advantage of the slate ownerships. The first matchup's 100 Thieves at minus 110, 1-5 on the season, up against Golden Guardians, minus 125, 2-4 on the season. So the book's leaning towards Golden Guardians as a slight favorite, but they think it's very close. 100 Thieves is rolling out their new look today. It's going to be Contracts in the jungle instead of Meteos. I did think Meteos was underperforming pretty badly. The problem is I don't really think Contracts is any better. I don't think he's done that well in his time in Academy. We've seen him in the LCS a bunch of times. He's never been that great there either. At support, switching from Stunt to Poom, I feel like you do get an upgrade to Poom. We haven't seen that much of him. He's been pretty good in his time in Academy, other than the first game where I thought he was pretty abysmal, but probably just nerves. He's been pretty good since then. They clearly think he's, a future of the franchise with how quickly he's moved up the ranks from scouting grounds to the LCS. So they clearly have a lot of faith in Poom. He looks like he's going to be an upgrade for me from Stunt. But I just don't think it changes the roster that much. They're not getting that much of an upgrade in the jungle. They'll get a little bit of a better support for Cody. But I'm not sure it makes a huge difference to what they're doing here. Let's look at the stats. Gold per minute for 100 Thieves, 1685 to 1723 for Golden Guardians. Gold differential, minus 183 for 100 Thieves, minus 73 for Golden Guardians. First Blood, First Turret, 3350 to 5067. So all stats pointing to Golden Guardians so far, but here's the one that really blew me away. Gold differential at 15, plus almost 1200 for Golden Guardians, minus 900 for 100 Thieves. So the minus 900 from 100 Thieves I would expect. They're 1-5 on the season. They haven't looked great in a lot of their games. But for Golden Guardians to be up 1177 at 15 minutes and be 2-4, that's a little surprising to me. I didn't realize how much they were building leads in their early games and just kind of have been out-team fought by a lot of other teams. So I think part of the question we ask ourselves here is, are they going to be able to out-team fight 100 Thieves? Because if they're going to get a lead, and I mean, if they're going to get the average of this as their lead for this game, that's going to be really good. So if they're ahead, are they going to be able to out-team fight them, or are they just going to get absolutely shut down by 100 Thieves? It doesn't feel like 100 Thieves is the kind of team that's just going to shut them down. They have a slight edge in damage per minute as well, so they're fighting a little more often. I like this Golden Guardians team. I doubt they'll be significantly outplayed by 100 Thieves. The only real question for me is who's going to end up getting the ownership, and for that, I honestly just like to look at... Oop, I'm on the wrong slate. Honestly just like to look at the pricing. I generally assume people will play the higher priced team, which I think is 100 Thieves. So probably there will be more people leaning towards 100 Thieves on DK. Maybe more people go Golden Guardians because the line has moved that way, even though they're an underdog. So they probably open up some better lineups with Cloud9. In general, I like to think that people will take the more expensive team, but I think this is a scenario, especially when people are going to want to get as much Cloud9 as they possibly can. I think this is a scenario where probably Golden Guardians ends up the higher owned. of these two teams. If they unlock anything at all, we'll take a look in a second. If they don't unlock anything, then it'll probably be 100 Thieves. But if they unlock even a slight upgrade in the captain position or something for Cloud9 lineups, then I think we'll see them be higher owned than 100 Thieves. Kill per wins and death per loss, 13 to 15.5, so you're looking at like a 14.3 expectation for 100 Thieves, and 14 and 18 for Golden Guardians, so you're looking at about a 16 expectation for Golden Guardians. I do think Golden Guardians should be a favorite in this matchup, but we'll take a look in a minute and see where I think the ownership's going to lie. The second matchup, not super exciting. CLG plus 500, they're 4-2 on the season. Cloud9 minus 1,000, they're 6-0 on the season. The gold per minute numbers heavily in Cloud9's favor. Gold differential heavily in their favor. First blood, first turret, gold difference of 15. I mean, CLG is the opposite of Golden Guardians. They have a minus 1626 despite being 4-2 on the season. So they're kind of telling you they're very fraudulent, and I would definitely agree with that. Their DPM extremely low in comparison. It's still a good number though, 1812, not bad. There's not really a lot to talk about in this matchup. C9 have the advantage at every position and in every lane. If they lose this game, it's because of a bad draft or getting outscaled by CLG, something along those lines. There's no real, I don't think, great argument for why CLG is going to be able to beat them here. It would just be something that happened. As far as expectations, with 17.3 for Cloud9 and a 14.5, you're looking at 31.8, 16.5, 16.9 expectation for Cloud9, so they're the highest expectation team on the slate as well. Even more boring. Sometimes it can be mixed up a little bit if GGS was like significantly higher in their KPW or something, and they out-expected Cloud9, then you can get a little bit of an advantage on the slate by going heavy Golden Guardians lineups over heavy Cloud9 lineups, and that's still probably where the leverage is going to end up being, but it's just not a lot you can do with a slate like this. Let's look to make sure that the actual expectations for the players lines up with what the KPW is showing real quick. Yeah, they have C9 out. We have C9 out projecting at basically every position, so not a lot of leverage to be had there. What if you're playing them with? What if you're playing them with 100 Thieves? Yeah, still out projecting at every position, so you're just not really gaining anything. The only thing you can do is search for leverage through playing the other teams as heavier stacks instead of Cloud9, but let's look at, this is the more interesting thing for me. What kind of lineups can we get when searching for like a Cloud9 and Golden Guardians lineup or a Cloud9 and 100 Thieves lineup? So if you're playing Cloud9 with 100 Thieves, what's the best? You can get, it spends almost all your money to get a 400 Thieves lineup with Contracts Captain. What if we were searching for a lineup where we could get 4 Cloud9 players? Let's see, 400 differential there, 400 differential, 400 differential, 600 differential. So you'd save the most money by playing Poom. Oh, I meant to put Licorice at Captain. So if we did that, and then it doesn't matter which other position we chose, that would leave us with plenty of money. Hope we have 300 Thieves there. Yeah, so you have enough to get a Licorice Captain for Cloud9 lineup. What if you did, could you do a Contracts Captain with 4 Cloud9? 400 differentials, so the only thing that matters is playing Poom to get the extra money. For C9. So yeah, you can get a Contracts Captain with 4 C9, so that gives you a Jungle Captain. So those are your two kind of options if you're playing these teams. You can either play Licorice Captain if you think that C9 is going to really, really outscore and you're going to need a C9 player in the Captain slot, or you can get double Jungler by playing Contracts with 4 Cloud9. Switching over, what happens if we play Golden Guardians? Does that give us an upgrade? Can we? Jeez, man. Seems like every time I try to talk recently. Can we get a blabber captain? So we have an 800 differential, 800, 800, 1,000. So playing Hoo-Hee gives us the most additional money. Is that enough for us to play blabber captain? It is. In fact, it leaves quite a bit of money on the table. Is it enough for us to play Niski captain? Oh wait, that's 3. It is. You can play Niski captain. And even let's test it out with Sven. Why not? Yeah, so you can play any captain if you play them with Golden Guardians, and you have to play a top captain if you play them with 100 Thieves. So Golden Guardians is definitely going to be higher owned. So the ownership for me is really straightforward. Cloud9 heaviest, Golden Guardians second, 100 Thieves. And the lowest owned obviously will be CLG. The fact that you can get an 80 carrier and mid captain with Cloud9, if you play them with Golden Guardians, probably takes away some of the CLG ownership. Less people will be looking for a way to get a better captain because you can do it the easiest way possible by just playing Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians going to be really chalky, given how big of an upgrade that is. I think they're going to be really, really chalky. So it's a pretty straightforward slate. I don't really think I need to talk too much more about it. Cloud9 is the highest projected and the highest chance to win. The only real leverage I think is going to be in playing 100 Thieves or playing CLG. This combination is going to be extremely highly owned, I think. But it's probably the correct cash combination as well. I know we usually go over the cash lineups. I think Golden Guardians is the better cash play, I think. So, unfortunately, just not a very exciting one, guys. I'll be back later today with the LPL LCK and then also tomorrow morning's LEC. And I will talk to you guys then.